Hey you guys, it is William calling from Wiwibloggs, and the BBC has finally confirmed that Mae Muller will sing the song I Wrote a Song at Eurovision 2023. In this song, she is a woman who has been done wrong, but instead of burning down her man's house or blowing up his car, she writes a song. She is turning something nasty into something beautiful. Devon!
Hey William!
Should we watch the music video and react?
Let's do this!
Alright, this is not my first reaction. I've seen this about 6 times, but we're gonna act as if I'm watching it for the first time. And let me tell you, I've been on a journey with the song, but in any case. Alright, before we watch, let's read a quote direct from Mae herself. Writing on TikTok, she said, "This song is for the girlies that went through heartache, hurt, or pain and came out of the other side, who persevered and came out stronger, who took the high road and chose to love themselves. Crying at home? Absolutely not. Spend the night at home? It's a no from me. It's giving growth, it's giving empowerment, it's giving liberation." All right, well, that's a sell. Let's get liberated. Hitting play.
Oh, I like this.
Okay, dramatic
Dim
opening.
room, very Sophie Muller. Video direction. Those nails.
Fierce nail game. Okay, she is a woman scorned.
There's a very Dua Lipa vibe about this.
She crushes cars.
Oh, she looks great. She looks great.
Okay, we're right into it. All right.
Yes,
It has a tropical undertone.
you are rewriting the narrative.
Very clubby. I feel like we've heard this before, but it's boppy.
I like this.
You pick it up easy. Alright. Oh, she's giving attitude. That's North London. Hey, Camden. Oh, is that a flamenco guitar? What is that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, we're going through this again. It's not that dynamic so far, but I'm okay with it.
She can move as well.
It kind of reminds me of Moldova's Sugar.
There's a lot of chaos, but you know, underneath all of that is the woman in control. Yeah, I'm
This
feeling
clubby,
it.
like an Eastern European club night. Oh, she looks good though. Mae looks good.
All that costume jewelry.
It's like a ringtone.
So much sass. I love that leg tattoo.
She's got the drama.
You know, this is very sort of turning lemons into... Okay.
Cameron Michaels, Jujubee,
I don't like this
Drag Race on a Dime,
No.
spoken word.
Not for me.
Write your own lyrics challenge. I like this though. It's camp. This is camp.
A spoken word middle date. Okay, we're back
You
in the
know,
room.
okay, we got a high note. I wish this had more of a climax.
Serving lots of vintage looks, you know, love it. The loop earrings, very Sade 80s. Okay, I didn't care for the spoken word middle eight. And I think the overall feel of the track isn't 2023. Those 2 points aside, this is actually very decent. I like the idea of turning lemons into lemonade, right? So instead of like drowning in your sorrows and stewing in rejection, you know what? Pick up that notepad, upload GarageBand, and start clicking and collecting your royalties. That is a woman in control. That is somebody with a vision, and that is somebody we need on the Eurovision stage.
The strength of this for me is Mae Muller. She looks like she's having fun. She looks like she's being real. She looks like she's keeping it honest. She's sort of channeling North London, Kentish Town, Camden Town. I don't know. There's a rawness to her that I like. I feel like she'd be really good at chatting. She probably has a very good chat game. Doesn't need chat GPT, you know what I'm talking about, in order to make those words flow. I've been on a journey with this. When I first heard this really early this morning, I was like, don't write a song, write a tweet instead, because all of the ideas in this song are spent in the first minute. Then I was like, if this was a Christmas dinner, I'd eat all the sides, because I like the instrumentation, I like the rhythm, I like the general vibe, but like the chorus, it was a little lackluster. So it was like Christmas dinner with a nut roast, right? You want that macaroni and cheese and the green beans, but you'll pass on the main. You know, but maybe I was just being influenced by comments online I was seeing, because people were calling this Tesco Dua Lipa. That was this morning. However, as the day's gone on, I've heard it more and more. And actually, I find myself humming it. Dun, 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 na, na, dun, 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 na, 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 na. So on the one hand, I'm like underwhelmed. But on the other hand, it's growing for me. So I'm like, what's going on? And I don't know. I do know that I feel like I've heard this sound. However, it's a sound that I like. I feel like I could hear this on Love Island.
In terms of where I pitch this, you know, this kind of sounds like the sort of post-UK garage era, you know, just shortly after the likes of Lonyo, Mystique, Craig David, Sonique that were sort of blitzing in the charts. There was like a little post-period where those sort of kingmakers, you know, those sort of chart hitters had kind of packed their bags and gone stateside to mirror home success. And then there were new emerging acts coming out with a similar sound. Instead I wrote a song, sounds like it's from that era. So it's, you know, it's at least a decade and a half out of what is 2023. But you know what? Eurovision is designed, you know, it's kind of stage music, right? So you can reference eras, you can reference genres. You could even mix it up, mix and match. The spoken word segment, oh, yeah, okay, fine. She sounds really British, you know, definitely sounds like a UK entry, but yeah, I just don't care for it. I think that a lot more could be done in the middle eight to facilitate that key change. British entries generally don't revamp, so it is more than likely that what we hear now is what we'll see in Liverpool. But having said that, you know, it's an automatic qualifier. It's a decent entry. And given the fact that the so-called anti-UK sentiment, Sam Ryder has proven that no such thing exists, I'm expecting a decent mid-table result for the United Kingdom in Liverpool.
At the moment, there's not a real climax, which is slightly problematic for me. However, perhaps with the staging, that's where they're going to elevate. I think that live, this could elevate naturally anyways, because it appears that she's a very sassy, in-your-face performer. I love the freedom. I really love this London vibe that she's giving us. All of that works in her favor. The song itself, though, I mean, you can't revamp at this point. Well, you could revamp, but the UK tends not to revamp. So I think this is the product we're going to get in Liverpool. I think staging's really going to be crucial to give this that moment, that winning moment, that viral moment. Because right now, it's credible. It's very credible. It's just not incredible.
But it could climb higher than mid-table, right? So at the moment, the songs that are coming through are like super competitive, not because they're outstanding, but because they're just like duplicates of them in their semi, so they're gonna kind of cancel each other out. And then you have the likes of like, you know, Marco Mengoni, which is like standout leap forward. As of this moment, Sweden hasn't selected, but if we think it is going to be the act we think it is, then, you know, another giant leap forward. And then you just have this middle section, which, you know, how do you up your stakes? Staging, wardrobe, you know, so those kind of elements will come through. The visual treatment for this music video, I think, is excellent. You know, it's fun, it's a little gimmicky, it's sassy, it's just clever, right? And it kind of moves through silhouettes and shadows and then full focus. I like that. I like that. There's something very gives it, you know what it does? It actually straddles, you know, sort of the legacy area of sort of vintage pop and brings it into today. So visually, we know that this is going to have a lot of strength.
Long story short, I think this song is a grower. However, at Eurovision, you need to be really immediate. So that's one pause for concern. However, there is the recap. So this will be played, at least a snippet of it, a few times during the show. All of that said, I still think this is really polished and well produced, and I think this could come on the left-hand side of the scoreboard. If I had to guess, I'd say, and this is assuming there's incredible staging, because you know Black Skull creative, Dan Shipton knows how to do staging, I would say 10 to 15. Yeah. I want to read some comments from the Wiwibloggs website. Span says, extremely weak entry, Embers 2.0. I think this is stronger than Embers. I think this has a bit more attitude, right? Because Mae is a performer, whereas James was a songwriter. I think Mae can really emote and give this the sass it needs to elevate. From a songwriting perspective, though, I probably would put them on par. The difference is going to be that live quality. Alfie28 says, meh, nothing special. Torkel says, I am living for this Gaga-esque bridge. It's so good. Video is stunning and she sounds good too. I really like that the UK is showing us what talented musicians they got. Whisker says, wowza, I love it. The lyrics are so very super cool. There's a clear message. It's on time with the times. Very nice production. And Mae seems super lovely. I don't know. I found the lyrics a little weak, to be honest. At the same time, they are raw and honest. And you know, the fact that they're not so sculpted and smoothed, in a way, does, yeah, maybe it does give it a quality of, like, realness, which is good. Liam Lindsay says, I really like this. It has these Iberian notes that almost sort of go into a Caribbean feel. It's a bit simple, yes. However, that, in my view, is a strength. It's simple but has a solid production, and after 2 or 3 listens, it makes sense, and you really start to bop along to it. The issue, of course, is that, you know, the UK performs in the semifinal and exhibition. They compete once in the final. I mean, there's not a lot of time to get familiar with the song, right? That first impression clearly isn't necessarily there. So hopefully she goes to all the pre-parties so she can start getting people used to the sound. Teddy says, my favorite song this year. This is something I personally like to listen to, so it's definitely my cup of tea. And Amar Pelos Deutsch says, very weak entry from UK. My wish was birdie. Mae Muller, 3.5 out of 12. Okay, well, that's interesting scoring. So out of a 10, that would probably be like a 2. I don't have the math going on right now. Look, I think that a lot of opinion is colored by what could have been. Like, people are thinking of Rina Sawayama, people are thinking of Birdie. They, of course, are incredible. But I think we should give Mae a chance. Let's see how she does this live. I think this song on its own is going to have a lot of fans. I think they might skew a bit younger. Apparently she's well known in Gen Z. Correct me if I'm wrong, but today I spoke to a few Gen Zers and they're like, oh yeah, I know Mae Muller. So yeah, that's going for her. And Sally says, could do without the cliched 90s bad rap break, but otherwise better than expected.
Vocally, Mae Muller can sing, you know, like Mae Muller even, she can sing. And she has been a support act for lots of, I think she's worked with Little Mix as well, and who else does she support? Yeah, so she's done like lots of great things vocally. I've gone to check some of her, you know, she was rumored as well, right? There were lots of people that were rumored, and she was one of them. And, you know, when I was kind of looking around and saying, oh, who might be good? You know, she kind of stood out to me as a very strong and good contender. She's got a little bit of like Lily Allen and a bit of Gwen Stefani and actually a bit of Dua Lipa, you know, without being a replica of these acts, yeah? You can hear and see the influences, but she's very much her own emerging artist. And what a wonderful platform to launch yourself to a much broader fan base. especially when your country is hosting the whole thing. I'm excited, I'm happy, and I think that I'm actually really proud to get behind this entry. It's good. I like that, yeah? Don't stew in hate and sorrow and just feeling sorry for yourself. Who wants to attend a pity party for one? Grab your notebook and write a song. Ha ha, hallelujah.
All right, well, that's what we think. What do you think? Has Mae Muller grown for you? Do you think this could reach the top 10? Is a potential winner? Let us know here on Wiwibloggs. And while you're at it, let us know what you would like to see her do on the stage. Do we have lots of dancers? Is she solo? Is she shaking? Shout it out below.
Is Mae Muller on Pinterest? Now that is what I want to know. And while you're at it, follow Wiwibloggs on Pinterest, and we will see you later. Bye.
We'll see you later. Bye.